Hello, everyone, and welcome to this conversation presented by White House Custom Color.
Are you trying to mute me? No, it's just real loud, and I can't.
I sold Amazon when it was $25.
Listening to listen, not listening to respond.
Yes. Oh, thank you for that. Let's start with this. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into that a bit.
Cool. So my name is Mark Rossetto. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. And I'm a double master photographer with the AIPP. And I've been photographing since about 2002, 2003, when I moved to the beautiful Whitsundays in Queensland on my journey from being 21 to find myself as a person, and ended up being a photographer taking photos of tourists on a dive boat where I took photos of tourists every day on their holiday. Yep, I was that guy who was like, hey, you're on holiday. Do you want a photo? And this is where it all kind of started. So I worked on a dive boat, did that for 2 years. But the biggest thing that I learned from that is how to talk to people, how to communicate with people, how to shoot to sell, how to shoot with the end product in mind. Like, I wanted them to buy a specific amount of photos and certain packages and all sorts of things. So that started like in 2001. That was 20 years ago. How's that?
Right, I know it.
20 years ago. And then from there, moved to the UK, where I learned lots. I worked for a photography studio there where we were photographing family portraits in a studio. I was the funny Aussie sales consultant, selling artwork every day. The challenge was set for us to sell £1 million within a year of artwork and albums and products and canvases, like all these ones behind me.
Yeah.
I started with them in January 2004, I think it was, and we hit £1 million by September. £1 million.
Oh, wow.
That's like 2.5 million Australian dollars worth of canvases, frames, acrylics, albums, print products. So sold a lot of artwork as a
by September. Like, for us, September is when it gets really rolling. You know, like those last 4 months are huge.
It was the UK, so it was the summertime, June, July kind of summertime.
Right. No, I get it.
Anyway, well, it worked, whatever we did. And to cut a really long story short, at that stage, I'd never done studio photography. I'd never done studio lighting. I'd never really done any studio stuff. But I sold like a ton of artwork. And one day our photographer just didn't turn up. And we had a family in the studio. And they were like, and the manager isn't a photographer. Well, she was, but she hurt her back. And she's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I'm like, kind of count me in.
I got this. I got it.
I've got this. I'll shoot it. And she's like, you're not a photographer. I'm like, I sell the same portraits every single day. Why don't I just shoot what people buy, and then I'll sell it to them, and just tell me where to stand. And she's like, fine. Here's a camera. Do not touch the settings. Make sure your light is always arm's length. Your key light, your big softbox light is always arms a length apart. Keep them in this area.
Yeah. And
go to town. And I was like, I got this. I'll be back in an hour.
That's so good. Anyway,
I photographed them, did the design appointment. The national average for this studio was £800.
Mm-hmm.
Our studio average, so my studio average was about £1,100, and they brought like $1,800 worth of artwork in pounds. So it wasn't just an average sale; it was a better than normal. And I was like, "See,
like way better." There it is.
I told you, it's really not that hard. You just got to shoot to sell with the end product in mind. And that's what I've been teaching ever since.
And so it's a great story, and I believe you. I like the whole thing. I believe, and I get it, because once you even had a taste of that wisdom from your days shooting on the boat, even, you get it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like shooting to sell, right? Or shooting with products in mind is something that a lot of people understand retrospectively. But on the other side of that, like before they get there, people are all kinds of nervous, all kinds of scary, all kinds of excuses, like, oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. No one's going to want my stuff. It's not worth anything, all the stuff they say beforehand. But when the second you get on the other side of a sale, don't you feel like it's like, oh, well, there you see the light?
Yeah. It's like, this is what we're here for. Like, why else did you come to me to take photos? Like, if you wanted just some digital files, I'm like, just get out your phone, take a few selfies and throw them on the book. Yeah. Or the Insta or the Gram, whatever, Yeah. So now you're a coach. Yeah.
Right?
So one to skip a few. Yeah. I moved back to Australia. I started a studio from my garage. I came back to Australia with a backpack, a camera, and a laptop, and that's it. So by this I'm 25. And I was engaged, so I came back with a wife as well.
Also that.
That's another story. So when I got home to Australia, I was 25. I had no collateral. I had no house, no furniture, no cars, no pots, no pans, no bed, no nothing. So I had to start from scratch. So I ended up having to borrow $20,000 from my father-in-law, which was lots of fun. But that got me the website, got me some lighting, and got me a roof over my head because we were renting.
Got you started.
Buying a car, got us started. So I started from the ground up in a garage like everyone else does, converted the garage, did family portraits. Within my first year, because I already knew what to do, in my first $160,000 from when I started to the first 12 months, moved into a commercial space, which was 170 square meter, beautiful old town house in Brighton, Melbourne, which is a really exclusive area, where I had, a waiting room, a shooting room, a design room, an office, a grand staircase, and just me. And I was like, nice. We've got a lot of rooms to fill.
Yeah.
So we did. Over the years, I got a photographer, an admin, studio manager, and then we were photographing 500 family portraits a year. 200 of them were shooting newborns, was like pregnancy newborns, getting into cake smashes, very similar to this stuff behind me. Yeah. And then we did that for 8 years. I actually sold that to my studio manager because I had a massive life kind of change and a shift and all different things. So while the studio was running at all pistons, I sold it to my studio manager, moved to Brisbane, Australia, and now I'm a full-time photography business coach where I coach and train photographers all around the world in systems, processes, price list, website, client experience, marketing, sales, shooting to sell with the end product in mind. Very much so client, customer service, focused, transparent, be open, be honest, be kind, take beautiful photos, present beautiful artwork, and people will buy it off you. And I've been doing that for 5 years now.
And that's at markrossetto.com, ROSSETTO. Just to send people there to find you. What I'd like to do is really just kind of give an overview of what it is that you coach. So we're gonna go through these 4 pillars: marketing, price list, website, and then kind of a workflow or systems and processes. And I'd like you to just kind of dip into each one, give an overview. We can talk back and forth, but let's start with marketing, because that's marketing is an interesting one for me, and maybe it is for you too. But I remember, or over the years, we've gotten lots of questions, and I remember a time where it's happened more than once. But I remember the first time it happened where someone was like, "Can you just tell me about marketing? Just tell me how to market." And it's like this huge softball of a question, right? So
how much time do we have?
Well, that's the kind of thing. Like, I feel like in a sense I'm doing that to you, but let me boil it down or narrow it down for you a little bit. when you think about marketing, what is the first or some of the first things that really come to your mind? Oh, you have a map.
This is what comes to my mind straight away.
The marketing journey map.
The marketing journey map. Here's one I prepared earlier. I didn't actually prepare this. I talk about this so often and it just sits on my desk. For those people
you just keep it there.
Yeah, I just keep it there because it's such a common question.
Yeah.
Because this is the marketing journey map, right? And this is where it's broken down to 3 different areas. One of the things what a lot of people do, I'll just quickly go through this. I didn't plan it, but anyway. Foundations of sales and marketing is the first stage. Brand identity and digital footprint. Your brand identity is your style, your brand, your logo, your colors, your style, your client experience, your ideal clients, your 10-second elevator pitch, all those, pretty much like all those different things that you could think of when it comes to brand identity of finished, beautiful artwork, being seen 7 times, understanding your brand, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is supercharge the website. Now, because once people find you and they know you and they love you and you understand the client journey and your unique selling points and what you're offering, they will go to your website. Like, they will get there. Like, and it's your job to use your website as a tool. So this is where we kind of supercharge the website and go from a pretty portfolio site, which is normally just a home, a gallery, a package, testimony about us, and kind of contact us. And you beef it up to be more client experience kind of focused, lots of room views, lots of wall art, welcome videos, product videos, education videos about what to wear, what to bring, why photography is so important to you, and all that type of stuff. And this is
you're
where
incorporating products into that. I noticed room views, wall art. Like, you're not just showing digital images. It's more than just the digital image on the screen. You're showing room views and wall art. You're showing products. Yeah. It's kind of pre-selling.
You have to start with the end in mind.
Yeah, like, right. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Because that's where we make our money. As photographers, we make our money selling product. Right. It's almost like this, right? You don't go to a restaurant, you have your main meal, and then they come back to you and go, oh, entrees, I forgot. Hey, Jed, you want a garlic bread as well? And you're like, no, I've already had my food. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's the timing. Right. So, and this is what a lot of photographers do really wrong and really bad, is that they'll have this great experience and beautiful images and show the images on Pixie-Set and Shootproof and Peak Time and all these beautiful images. And then they'll go, did you want to get something framed? Or did you want to order some product? Or did you want to get an album? And they're like, no, don't think so.
Got them all. Got everything I need. Thanks.
Yeah, because like, I've got everything that I need. I picked you because you had digital package 1, 2, and 3. I picked your third package, which included all the files and 2 7x5-inch prints. If I wanted finished artwork, I would have chosen someone else. Now, they probably wouldn't have chosen someone else. They probably still would have chosen you, but you would have been shooting with the end product in mind, which artwork would have been in there because they would have seen it.
And they would have purchased from you. Yeah. They would have.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. You can't tell a secret. So that's a part of supercharge your website. And I will get on to the marketing question that you have, because this is really key. Then you need the offer. And the offer is creating different offers and tripwires of why to come and see you. No one's going to wake up in the morning and go, I need to do a family portrait. I'm going to put someone in. No one ever does that. It's always because they've seen a deal, an offer, a fundraiser, the sign writing of a car, the lady that you met, you went to a friend's house and saw it and you're like, oh, I should really, it's always.
There's a catalyst.
There's a catalyst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now your question with your marketing flows on to passive, active, and digital marketing. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They will go straight to, I need to run a Facebook ad, to digital marketing. But there's no audience. You haven't done any passive marketing. No one knows you exist. No one knows who you are. No one knows.
Kind of important.
It doesn't matter how good the deal is. Doesn't matter how good the photos are. Doesn't matter how good the promotion is. People will be like, no, I don't really want to buy that because I don't really know who you are. It's like buying an Apple product you'll pay a fortune for because it says Apple on it.
Yeah.
But then you've got this new computer brand that is almost identical to Apple, but it's not, called, called Asus, because there's an Asus kind of laptop. And it's the same price. And you're like, even if it was half the price, I still wouldn't buy it.
Right.
Because
I don't know them.
I don't know the brand. I don't trust the brand. I don't know what it offers. Is it a good deal? Is it not a good deal?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why Apple can charge like $1,800 for a bloody phone. But that's a whole another conversation. So your passive marketing is being known in the marketplace. It's your fridge magnet, your promotional branding, educational videos, your walking traffic, schools, fates, fairs, VIP groups, email signature, guerrilla marketing, sporting teams, banners, YouTube, SEO, website. People see you. Your active marketing is when you actively create a campaign to get them in the door in the first place. That could be a Facebook group, a giveaway, a collaboration, a Families Wanted, a model call, your mini shoots, your expo, a book project, like 30, what is it? A Mummy and Me is probably the newest one that people are doing.
All the mini sessions,
all the different, 30, 40 over 40, 40 ladies over 40 to create, like there's always, that's your active marketing.
Sure.
And then you've got your digital is when you take your active marketing idea and you amplify it.
Right.
So the long answer to your question is that if you miss all this bottom foundational work here and you just go, I want to do a campaign that everyone else is doing because that works for everybody else. I'm going to do a model call and I'm going to get them to go to a landing page and fill out a question, and then like, to who? To what? And then they complain that no one buys anything extra because they're not pre-qualified. You haven't taken them through the proper journey. They don't know who you are. You haven't started with the end product in mind. Yeah, you're going to get yourself 20, 30, 50 leads, but they're all going to be rubbish because they're not educated. And my biggest coaching thing, like probably my secret sauce, my thing that I'm passionate about the most is educating photographers to educate their clients.
Right.
Start with the end product in mind. Start with, even with these beautiful product guides, portrait experience guides that we create. And I've got I've got all these ones that I've made for all these different photographers.
Nice.
But when you look through, what's the first thing you see?
Products. Right there on the wall.
The experience is not just about the pretty photos we take, but it's like, this is our wall art. These are our collections.
Nice.
These are our albums and storyboards. This is what you're going to finish with.
Well, and that just screams quality too. I like that piece too. Yeah,
I'm a bit of a sucker for printed collateral. I just like it's just quality. Yeah.
Now this to me, this is a really natural segue into a price list then, because pricing is the number one thing people have asked me about for the last 8, 10, 12 years. It's number one.
Yeah. So your pricing.
Where do you start? Where do you start with somebody?
All right. So your pricing is similar to a camera, shutter speed, aperture, ISO. You know what? You can take what looks like a good picture and have a really high ISO. And when you dive into it, it's grainy and crappy.
Yeah.
You can take a really good picture, but if it's blurry, it's not going to work. You can change your settings to be whatever it wants to be, and you'll still get a good photo as a happy hazard kind of scenario.
Right.
But the best quality photo is the lowest ISO you can get away with the lighting that you have, and the aperture to shoot to style what you want to shoot, and the shutter speed to get that down to its optimum type thing. Your price list is exactly the same. Business model, products, and price list. You need to have the right business model to suit your products and the right products to suit the business model and the right price list to suit your products to suit that business model. To give you an example as two completely extreme different styles. As a fine art photographer, you're not producing 30, 40, 50, 60 images. You're probably producing 20 to 30. Okay. Fine art, retouched, beautiful artwork. And you're probably going to sell wall art artwork of, up to 3 or 4 items on the wall. Because let's be honest, like how many photos do you need? How much artwork do you really sell? You'd sell a collection, you'd sell a story, 5 pieces, 6 pieces would be huge on a wall.
Right.
So really, you're low volume, as in the amount of images that you show. So therefore, the price needs to be at a price that is going to be making you money if you sell one beautiful piece of artwork. And then also too, you wouldn't be selling things like lifestyle albums because you don't have enough images. It's not that style of shoot.
Right.
You're going for those key shots. So what would suit your product range more would be something like portfolio boxes because you sell a pack of 5, 10, 15, 20.
Sure.
Right. You don't have a package of 15, 25 and 60 images.
Right.
So having a fine art price list, you need to go, right, what is the business model that I have to suit this? Because I'm going to do a full IPS. So I'm going to do a pre-session consult. I'm going to do the photo shoot. Then I'm going to do the IPS session. And then I'm going to sell artwork. It's a high level contact. So then you need to have a price that's going to suit that.
Yes.
That kind of makes sense?
Yeah. Well, plus also like not just low volume and how much you shoot, or how many images you show, but also low volume and how much you shoot, how often you actually photograph someone.
Exactly. And then you go the other extreme.
Right.
You're a lifestyle photographer, you're a family lifestyle photographer that shoot in a park and you'll show 30 to, some people get excited, to 80 images of artwork, right?
Yeah.
So you're not selling generally the one hero piece.
Right.
You're selling stories, you're selling collections, you're selling the love and connection between all the families. So you would sell something like this. Here's one up a bit earlier.
Yeah, you'd sell an album.
Something like this because you've got this is the shooting to sell part. Yes, this is me and my wife and my kids. You've got the family collection. You've got the kids story. You've got the kids and dad story. You've got the kids and mum story. You've got a great panel with the family. You've got the kids by themselves. Then you've got just some fun and laughter and interaction because that's pretty much how we roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw, husband and wife.
And that's more than 15 or 20 images.
Yeah, you're looking at probably 35 images here. Now.
Yeah. Which means you're choosing from at least 50, 80, 100 initially.
And the price list is designed to sell an album. Now, not only did I get an album, but this photo here, which is the front cover, I've got that as a 70 by 30 inch canvas with a frame, a boxed canvas in my lounge room.
Yep.
Because I wanted that beautiful environmental portrait landscape kind of image.
Of course.
And the story.
Right.
So I guess when it comes back to your question of creating a price list is you've got to create the right price list to suit your business model of what you're shooting. And also for you, I could easily order that stuff online through one of the online software because the package included an album. So I didn't really have to do an IPS, but I wanted to because I am a picky bastard. But it's kind of like the business model and the products got to suit the prices. And with saying that, you might have some of the best products. Like, this is a fine art album, 11 by 14, 20 by 30, 20 pages, 20 sides, 10 pages, right? At $160 from one of the Australian labs. I know that you're WHCC, so I won't say too much. But that album...
They can get it from WHCC too.
Sure you can. But that album costs $160 and it's beautiful. And I've got photographers selling that between $1,500 and $3,000.
Yep. 1020X.
What I wouldn't be suggesting is, remember these? This is like your WOD wedding album from back in the early 2000s. This album cost, getting puffed. This is like a $1,500 album back in the day. I can't sell that for $2,000.
That's what you pay.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah.
It's all changed now.
Yeah.
But, the wedding album of $300, $400, $500 is designed for a wedding album.
Right.
So don't sell a premium product that is worth a really high amount for a low price because you're not making any money out of it.
Right.
There's so many products within your product range that you could choose to suit your price point.
Yep.
So getting back to the price, it's like choose the right price with the right product that you're going to be making money out of.
Right.
And my general rule is 25% is like times by 4 is like the minimum. like not even that. Times it by 5, you're at 20%.
Yeah.
Where you want to be is at 10 to 15%.
Yeah.
Anything under 10%, it's where the party's at.
Right.
But also creating a price list that we used to sell 8 8x10s in a mat, right? How much are they each? $3?
Yeah.
Cost $50 maybe.
Right.
Not even that much. I used to sell that for $1,500.
Yep.
My cost of goods were like 2%.
Yep.
So it's like, I didn't make a very big kind of sale. It's like, no. You sold it for $1,500. It cost you $40.
Yeah, you got to look at what you're making.
Look at what you're making.
What you're actually keeping, I should say. Sure.
It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep.
Right. That's it.
So when you create your price list, choose the right business model to suit your price list, to suit your products.
Now, you mentioned websites and the importance of websites already in the marketing piece, but I wanted to revisit that and ask you these days, how important is a website versus what a lot of people are doing is just using a Facebook page or their Instagram account. I mean, I know people, they don't even have a website. They just have an Instagram account. Yeah,
it is unprecedentedly, it's 100% you need a website.
Okay.
But here's my but. Those people that you know, Jen, how much are they selling their framed canvases, beautiful, high premium products for?
Not as much as they could be.
Now, do you need a website? Like, you probably don't need a website if you're doing a couple of $100 on a USB.
Yeah.
There's no real fuss there. You could probably get away with a website without having a website up to probably $1,000 to $1,500, I reckon. But if you want to sell beautiful, framed, contemporary artwork, you need to be able to showcase that in the most professional business way that you possibly can. And your website is your shop front. Will they read everything on a website? But no one reads anything. That's your next question. No one reads anything. No one's going to read your website. I'm like, no one does read your website. If they're not interested in you, they'll go to your homepage, portfolio, pretty photos, price list. Nah, I'm out of here. But the website is used as a selling tool to educate your clients through the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think of the last thing you brought that's a high value product, whatever it was, even if you think of like a boat, a camper van, a car, a motorbike, something that is like, okay, this is going to cost me $2,000 plus up to whatever it is.
Yeah.
Did you not look on every single page? and click on every single thing that you could find out about it because you wanted to make sure that it was what you needed with the best price, with the best kind of product. So if you were one of my clients and came to me to ask a question about anything, I would go, did you see the studio tour on the client experience page on the website? Now, if you say yes, within 2 minutes of watching that video, you know all about me and what we do.
Right.
Did you go to the products page? Oh, I love the products page. What I really liked is those timber boxes you have.
Right.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. We can do one of those for you as well.
Yeah.
And if you do have those clients that find you on Instagram or Facebook and then go, how much are you? Can you send through your prices and products? Absolutely. You might have missed it. It's actually on my website. Here's a link
to direct them to the website.
Here's a link to my finished products and artwork. What does that do for you as a photographer? Open, transparent, honest, upfront. There's no bait and switch scenario. There's no, I'll send it to you if you book in. There's no, we don't send out our price list because we've all heard that before.
Well, you're saving yourself time and some potential grief too by weeding people out because there's plenty of price shoppers out there. And if they're like, how much are you for this, that, or the other, you send them to the website and, if they're not your client, then you're saving yourself grief later.
So my question is then, if you've got I call it the pretty portfolio, the website, right? Mm-hmm. Beautiful photography, beautiful images, beautiful gallery, basic packages of just whatever it is. That inquiry, what would the inquiry be? The inquiry would be, can you send me through your price and products? Because there's not enough information to make an informed decision about you as a photographer and your business.
Yeah.
Switch it the other way. It's advanced experience focused education, client experience, products, how it works, all that type of stuff. You're not going to get the inquiry, hi, can you send through your price and products? You're going to get the inquiry of going, hi, can you send through your available dates? Or I'm looking to purchase a shoot, can we talk? Or I've got some further questions.
Yep.
So my main question to you is, do you prefer to get 20 price shopping people of emails and go back and forth and try to win them over and book in 3 or 4 or 5? Or would you prefer 6 emails of inquiries and book in 3 or 4 or 5?
I'd prefer 1.
I'm pretty lazy and I'd be like, you know what?
I'll take 1.
Yeah. Let the website do the talking for you.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. That makes a lot of sense. Now tell me about this. Okay. Workflow is a big deal. Systems and processes. What do you cover when you talk about that with people? What are there bottlenecks that you address? Are there common issues or misconceptions that you try to help people with?
Probably one of the common things is what we touched on at the very start is, how do I sell wall art? How do I sell products? How do I make money in photography? First thing I do, go to their website, have a sticky beak around, nothing. No products, no collections, no frames, no wall art, no room views, no talk about finished artwork. It's just, and their packages are digital file collection packages.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what are you confused about? Like, why? Like, no one knows that you sell. Like, even if I loved your photography, I still wouldn't go to you.
Right.
Because you don't specialize in finished wall art, because I want something that's more kind of tangible. So I've got $2,000, $5,000 to spend with you, and I'm not going to go to you because I'm going to go to someone else who kind of sells it. And you're like, oh, no, I can organize that for you. I do albums too. I'm like, no, you don't. It's not on your website. Oh, but I can do it. I'm like, but you can't sell a secret. So one of the first things, I'll always go to the website and have a sticky beak around, and within about 30 seconds, I'll be like, and that's your problem. And this is your issue. And this is your roadblock. And this is why you're not booking in any clients, because you're doing passive marketing, because you've got 10,000, 20,000 Instagram kind of followers, but you've got no tripwire. You've got no session fees. You've got no reason to come. You've never asked in all of your Facebook posts, and I've scrolled down for the last 6 months, you've never asked anyone. There's no call to action on anything.
Call to action, right.
So that's what I'm looking for. It's like, what do you want them to do? Now they're on Instagram, so now what? Now they're on Facebook, so now what? Now they're on your
isn't
website.
it just noise? I mean, it's just noise otherwise, isn't it? You're just competing with everything else that's out there.
Yeah, you're the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
So I guess when it comes to the workflow, here's one.
Oh my goodness.
So this is, I've got a course called Systems and Workflow Mastery. The whole part of any successful photographer, I've got all these funny quotes. Do you want to know some funny quotes? As to methods, there are maybe 1 million and then some, but principles are few. The man who grasps the principles can successfully select his own methods. The man who tries the methods ignoring the principles is sure to have trouble. Harrington Edmondson, early 20th century engineer. In other words, like, there's 1 million ways to do stuff.
Right.
But in the photography industry, it's actually pretty freaking simple. It's really not that hard. Find clients, take pretty photos, sell artwork.
Yeah.
That's your principle.
Yeah.
The methods, there's 1 million and kind of then some.
Right.
But it's like, once you understand what the flow is and how to educate them, the rest is easy. The other quote is, there's a method in the madness, STTPD, stick to the damn plan. Don't reinvent the wheel. You can't sell a secret. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Clients are made and not found. Ask yourself, if someone was to come into my business today, will they know where my clients are up to? If you don't know where your clients are up to, like, you don't have a rolling, systemized photography business. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty bright. It all starts with the business models, products, and price lists, what we started with earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't care how good your photography is or how awesome your website is. And this is what I don't understand how people do this. This is the weirdest thing. How do you have a photography business and take pretty photos and run your business for 2-3 years, then come to me and go, I need help with my price list? What have you been doing for the last 3 years?
What
have you been selling for the last 3 years?
I can tell you about my experience.
How do you, when someone inquires with you, what do you tell them? Like, what do you actually, it just blows my, what do you sell?
We just lost money for the first 3 years, Mark. We just lost money. We didn't know what we were doing.
Exactly. So it's always business models, products, and price lists. So whenever anybody says, where do I start? I don't care how experienced you are. We need to confirm your business model, products, and price list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because one tweet could be a difference between earning $200,000 and $300,000.
Yeah.
Or having a $1,200 sale and a $2,000 sale.
Yeah. Really.
Tweet, and it might take 5 minutes and be like, you know what, you're actually doing really well with this, but just make this change.
Yeah, just do this whole thing. Right.
Go, do you know what? This is the reason why you're bottlenecking. This is the purpose. And if you can understand it, then you'll be able to change it as well. But with the workflow, as I said, it's really bright. It's Australia. Everything's bright. Outstanding. So anyway, business models, products, and price list, marketing material, marketing channels. You get a lead, you get the phone call, you book them in, you do a follow-up call, you do the photo shoot, you do the excitement call for the design appointment, you do the design appointment, you sell artwork, you get them to pick it up. Does that sound like every photography studio in the entire world?
Yeah.
Pretty much. The green side is what we do in the background with the CRM and systems and processes.
Yeah.
The blue side is your first thing that you see, the website. Your website.
Client-facing, right?
All your client-facing stuff. Your website, your gift vouchers, your booklets, your brochures, your flyers, your thank you letters, your price list, your gift vouchers that you're presenting, Like it's all your client facing stuff. It's like, what do I need to give them at what stage to educate them through the client experience? Because if I give everything at the start, they're too confused.
Well, let me ask you this then. Are these materials like the map and that workbook, are those things that people get if they sign up for coaching?
Yeah. I've got sprint classes, and a sprint class is like a master class, an intentional class on particular kind of topics.
Yeah.
I've got the systems and workflow mastery, which is all about the systems and workflow, photography business blueprint, which is all about the photography business models, products and price lists, supercharge your website, which is all about websites, calls that convert, which is all about phone calls, the ultimate wedding workflow, which is all about the wedding workflow, the photography business benchmark. I can make this available for free for your people, actually, which looks at a wheel where we look at the 8 key components within the photography business, where the client experience is divided into 8 different key things. Because you could be the best photographer in the world, but if you're crappy with your systems and workflow, probably not going to have a very good, successful business.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about there.
Then you could be the opposite. Do you know those people who are really shit photographers?
No, I don't know any of those.
Sorry. Never met one. Very mediocre photographers who are just really average.
Balling. They're just rolling.
But they are rolling in cash. They are great people. They're great at marketing. They're great at their systems. And people just love them and think that they are the bomb.
Yes.
And you, as a professional photographer, you look at their work and you're like, I wouldn't even pass that.
Yep.
This is where this wheel comes into it, because you look at your 8 core areas and then we go through each area with about 100 ideas.
Now, how can people get access to that?
They can. What's the best way? Can I give you a link and then you just give them a coupon and go from there?
Yeah, that'll work.
Or
we'll make sure that we have a link.
Yeah, I'll give you the link, or if you go to the markrossetto.com, look up sprint courses and you'll see that's in there as well.
Sprint courses, right? Okay.
Sprint course, because it's a short, quick course designed for one topic within your photography business to go from A to B as quick as you possibly can. So the whole purpose is you get the theory, the understanding, the experience, the knowledge, the examples to make that change super quick.
Wonderful.
But then if you really want to pimp it up, then you've got your Master Your Marketing course, which is 80 videos.
Oh my, that's a big fella.
80 videos and hundreds of marketing ideas with complete workbook, how-to guides, how to create offers, how to create the offer system. And then there's all the marketing how-to guides, how to do referrals, first birthday cards, calendar marketing, social media strategies. Like, it is literally the marketing of marketing genius. And the difference is that a lot of coaches will have a thing. You know, it's like, if you do click funnels, you'll be successful.
Right.
Do third-party marketing, you will be successful. Or like, what's the next one? Oh, do a Facebook ad. If you do Facebook, Instagram. If you want to be successful, you've got to be on Instagram. Like, it's like a blinker. Where when I do the Master Marketing course and kind of coaching, it's like there's like 50 marketing ideas.
Right.
Pick one that suits you, your branding, your lifestyle, your attitude.
Right.
You might be great at technology. So Instagram and Facebook comes natural to you because you love that techie numbers and stuff. You might hate that and be a networker. So it's the networking, it's the connections, it's the people to people, business to business.
Yes.
It's your third party marketing that would be great for you. So it's like, choose the marketing strategy that suits you.
I like it.
And then the last one, shooting for success. So the Master Marketing is all about getting the client. Now we've got the clients. How do we photograph them in a way that you can shoot for the end product in mind.
Right.
And how do we make sure that we make the most out of every single client? And the best example for that, Jed, which is a really easy one. If you were to sell your car right now, as it is, right now, like you can't clean it, you can't fix it, would you get the best value for your car right now?
No.
If you were to sell your car, what would you do? You would probably clean it.
Yep.
Clean it. You'd polish out that scratch that you've had in your car for the last 5 years that you've
probably
because you aren't bothered fixing it. You would clean it. You'd get rid of that stain in the seat that your kid squashed a banana in, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You would almost go as far as buying one of those little tree things that you hang in the front windscreen.
Yeah, a little smeller thing. Yes.
Just so the car smells nice.
Sure.
So as a photographer, why aren't we doing this with our images when we're presenting them to our clients?
Yeah.
It's all about putting your best foot forward.
I like it.
What is the thing that you could do before the client sees the images that you presented in such a way that it bedazzles them and they're like, wow, this is awesome.
I got to have it. Yeah.
How do I not buy this?
Right.
So when it comes to systems and workflow, like that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what do people do? They go to markrossetto.com.
Go to markrossetto.com. Go to, probably the best thing to do is go to the Sprint course and get yourself a photography business a benchmark. It's $27, or in your case, I'll give you a little coupon. It's free. It's a 1 hour masterclass. And I've taught that class in SWPP in the UK, WPPI, New Zealand and Australia, because it really looks at any business holistically. Doesn't matter what you shoot. Doesn't matter if you've been a photographer for 5 minutes or 5 years or 15 years. You're going to get something out of this.
Yeah.
Because even if you've been a photographer for a long time, there might not be some earth-shattering, changing, blinding flash of the obvious advice that I give you. I'm sorry if I wasted your time watching the video. But you know, as well as everybody else, it's the 1%ers that count.
Yeah.
It's the little things that you do within your price list, your website, what you say on the phone, how you shoot, what changes the client experience, your print collateral. It's the little things that are going to make a significant change. Because as I said, the system of photography has not changed. Like it's the same. It's the same stuff. It doesn't matter what you shoot in the world or what you shoot. It's all the same. Like nothing's really changed in like 150.
What's the big thing you say? You say start with the end, right? Start
with the end in mind. You've got to start with the finished products. You've got to be a little bit more like what it is. You know, it's your job to get the clients to help them to understand what it is that they do want and where it's going in their home, and albums and boxes and portfolios and products and finished artwork. You'll get a lot of, I don't know. And then you just ask the question, if you did know, where would it go? And they say, in your lap.
Yeah.
So the photography business benchmark is probably the first video, first class. It's a free class. Watch that first. And in there, you've got hundreds of hints and tips on business and marketing.
Fantastic.
Which is good fun as well.
Thank you. Mark Rossetto, thank you for more information than I've heard in such a short time, in a very long time.
Yeah. It's kind of like, I get so excited. It's just so passionate about it. It's just like, if
people can listen to it in half speed, that's fine. They can listen to it in half speed. They can rewind,
it's just
the beauty of this.
The passion behind it is just like if you can just get this photography business correct, you will have the best lifestyle that anyone would dream of. You get to do what you love to do when you want to do it, working from home if you wanted to, or in a studio. You can choose when you want to work and when you want to work, and have holidays and go see your kids' soccer game and football game. And
well, it works. It works too.
And you can make a shit ton of money from doing what you love. There's not many jobs or industries that have this level of creativity and passion and finance.
Right.
So my heart is just for you guys just to be the best you can be in the business that you have.
I believe you and I trust you. Thanks for your time and thanks for your information and experience, Mark. I appreciate it.
Anytime, kid. Happy days.
Have a good one. Hey guys, thanks for watching this conversation presented by White House Custom Color on YouTube. Be sure to check out our other content and click that subscribe button right there. Right. Right there. It's there somewhere.